Hey, what is up guys? Indy here, and today we are going to be talking about loops and functions. Now, loops and functions are definitely probably one of the most important things in programming, and I would not take that lightly. Functions are great for reusing lines of code anywhere in your program, and they can be really any size you want them to be. And then loops, instead of having to rewrite the same kind of code over and over again, you can use a loop to circumvent that need. Now, obviously, I'm just gonna clear my trash bin real quick, and there we go. So, we're going to open our Visual Studio 2019, and we are going to create a new project. And so, console app.NET Framework, and we are going to name this Indy underscore function loop. Now, I just have to say apologies for the last video. I was pretty tired. I still am, actually. My sleep schedule is not exactly the best, but now that I have gone on a little recording spree, my memory's getting jogged, and we're being ready to get into this. So, always remember your header. We have Indy underscore function loop. Don't forget the program. Here we have written in Visual Basic, written by Indy or Indiora. And then we have written the 17th of May, 2021. Rem. This program uses functions and loops to display a a 10 by 5 square made of asterisks. So there we go. And then always remember, open up our main and open up module. Here we have our variable declaration. So it's always important. Always remember, it's important to have your remarks and your commentary. Now here we have dim number 1 as byte, and we're going to set that to 0. And now we are going to create our function. So to create a function, it's just sub, and then we have our star line. So right here, we are going to be making use of a loop. So we're going to use a for loop, and essentially it executes every line of code the amount of time you would want it to run. So here we have we're going to do for loop. So right here, where I put for loop, you can put whatever you want. Always remember to have different names for each different for loop, though, for better scope management, of course. And then, so we have for loop equals 1 to 10. Since we're doing 10 by 5, it is 10 wide and 5 for the height. Couldn't remember that for a minute. Anyway, so now we have for loop equals 1 to 10. So this is going to repeat every line of code 10 times, right? So here we are just going to have a comment, loop to repeat, writing an asterisk 10 times. So here we have our console.write, and we're going to set that to a star. Well, the reason we're not using write line is because we want this to do it 10 times, instead of just having to actually type out 10, right? So we're just going to do that, and right here we are going to set our color. We're just going to use magenta here. Okay, and okay, and then actually, I will also in this episode show you guys how to change the name of your program. So, whenever you run a program, it obviously has a name that displays on top. So, say I open Notepad here, there is Untitled Notepad. That would be the name of it currently. And the reason I have these, you don't have to worry about that. That's for something later down the line. And so, to simply do that, we just need console.title, and then you can do this. So we have function loop test by Indy. And then, in your own program, you can switch it to whatever your name is, of course, and that will be it. And so, now we have our function here, and we have our setup here. So, loop to repeat star line 5 times. So we're just going to write do here. That brings up our loop. So there's a lot of different types of loops here. So you can have right here until and while, and then here also until and while. So you can have do until, do while, loop until, loop while. Right in here we're going to be using a loop until, and here we're using until number 1 equals 5. And then right here, usage of star line and augmentation of number 1. So we are just going to use star line right here, and then we're going to have number 1 plus equals 1 as our operator. So you can either have plus equals or minus equals to change the value. And then right here, so essentially what it'll do, it'll write star line and then add number 1, which would make number 1 go to 1. And then it would do that another 4 times until number 1 is 5, in which it would stop. And so that's it for that. Then we're just going to break from the program to display information to the user. And you just set up your console.readLine. Nope, that was pretty bad. There we go. And so we can save this and hit start. And then it should display a purple square. So, I see what I did wrong here. We forgot to set a line change here. So, console.writeLine, and we're just going to set that to empty. So after it displays 10, then it'll switch lines. Now the reason, yeah, there we go, there's a square. So the reason I am not scared to show you my mistakes is because everyone makes mistakes. It's completely normal. It's human nature, right? So we're just going to change the line here. And there you go. So we have a program that prints a square to the terminal, and it's function loop test by Indy, as you can see right here. So say we want 20 by 10, right? Just switch that to 20. Switch this to 10. Then you hit save and start. Now you have a bigger square. And so I'd like you to play around with this and try and figure that out. And then yeah, that will be it for this video. So I'm going to say thank you for watching, of course. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, spread the word. I want to reach the biggest audience as possible so I can educate the biggest amount of people as possible. That's really my goal here, leave a lasting impression and educate some people. And yeah, that'll be it for this video. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.